Hey everyone, it is Liz, and I'm back to do another Mercury retrograde in Libra for all of the signs. And this would be for the fire sign collective, which would be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This can be your sun sign, your rising or ascendant, your moon, and Venus. And this Mercury retrograde is in Libra, which, a Mercury retrograde will affect everybody. In general, Mercury is the planet of communication, which I'm sure most of you know. And if you don't, then you've learned something new. But when it's a retrograde, it can be a little off-putting, to say the least, because in general you might notice that your computer or anything technical is either not working or needs to be fixed. Miscommunication, lots of miscommunication, the jumbling of words. I have found for myself that it's definitely been it affects me, my speech pattern, my thought process. I want to say one thing and maybe I can't get it out, or I can't think of the word. Also, because this particular Mercury retrograde is in Libra. Libra is ruled by the planet Venus. During this Mercury retrograde in Libra, by the way, starting September 27th, and it is going to continue until the 18th of October. And in regards to relationships, this is a time where either people from your past reappear, whether it's an ex, or it's an old friend, somebody from your past that wants to reconnect. For some, it can be really wonderful. For others, it's very uncomfortable. So it just depends on, for some of you, you may be feeling like you want to reconnect with somebody from your past, or you're thinking about somebody from your past. In general, this Mercury retrograde in Libra it's a bit challenging at times. It's forcing us to reevaluate and look at our decisions, our actions, our words. It's forcing us to be more mindful, be more thoughtful, and reflect about our lives and what we've been through, what have we learned. And it can be a challenging time for some people, so during this period, I thought I would just look at all the elements and see how we're all going to be affected by it. Okay, so I'm using two different decks. I am using my Sibylla della Zingara, which, as you can see, has been reboxed. And I'm also using a new tarot deck that I am mad about. It's called it's Ferenc, and I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. Ferenc Pinter Tarot, and this is the box. This is the box it comes in. It's quite beautiful. I actually have in my collection Pinter's. When I first noticed him, it was probably back around maybe 2015, 2016, and I saw this deck. And it was just, I had the major arcanas. I do have the major arcanas, and I wasn't able to find the whole deck until recently, so I had to have it. So you'll see, it's an exquisite deck. It's a 78 card deck, and it's beautiful. It comes with a lovely book with English and other languages, so it's something to check out. Okay, so as I take a sip of my water, let's get started with the Fire Sign Collective during the Mercury retrograde in Libra period. So the first card I pulled was that of the Enemy reversed. So looking at the recent past, to me, this is the way I feel this makes sense. Usually it's 2 or 3 weeks before Mercury goes retrograde. They call it the shadow, because we start feeling that energy shift, and some of us are feeling it more than others. I know I personally definitely have experienced clumsiness. I have experienced forgetfulness, and just not being able to express myself the way I normally can, feeling challenged, reevaluating my life. I feel like with this Mercury retrograde, I've been feeling almost a lot of people feeling like either unmotivated or really tired. Okay, so the first card I'm pulling has to do with probably the shadow energy that brings us into the Mercury retrograde. And the first card we have, it's reversed, but it's the enemy card, which is reversed. And when it's reversed here, it's not really a horrible card when it's reversed. Okay, so the enemy card reversed. Usually when he's upright, it's watch your back. It's be mindful of people who are planning or plotting against you. But in this situation, some of you fire signs have experienced like an ending to debates, an ending to disagreements. Okay, that's the vibration of the enemy card reverse. So you may, for some of you fire signs, have found that there may have been some anxiety or stress, or if you felt that whatever problems you have had, there's this feeling that it's coming to an end, that it's almost over. And clarifying it is this Queen of Swords card here. Okay, now this is an air sign vibration. Queen of Swords is very protective, very defensive, very intelligent. She's experienced a lot and she's learned from her experiences. So when I look at the two cards together, I'm looking at a period where some of you fire signs have probably been through some challenging times and are beginning to feel like the problems are coming to an end. And with the Queen of Swords clarifying it, it could be that you're dealing with an air sign person, like an Aquarius or a Libra or a Gemini. I mean, this Mercury retrograde is in Libra, that's air. But for some of you, it could also be that you have been more aware of your own personal behavior. You've been more aware of things that you've said, things that you've done. And for some, you've learned from these experiences. For some, you've been able to, learn, not what to do. You've learned not what to say, so these are significant lessons that some of you fire signs may have experienced. Also, you're wiser now than you were, and you may be, for some of you fire signs, you may be feeling a bit more protective. You may be feeling like you need to just be really aware of your situation and the people around you. And that's good. You should be. I think it's important that we take care of ourselves that way. So that's the past. So moving into the current energy, as far as the Mercury retrograde energy is concerned, and again, it could have already started for some of you. The first card here from my Sibylla deck is the card of reunion, clarified by the Five of Wands. So reunion is all about, well, it could be a reunion with old friends. It could be a reconnection with somebody from your past. Okay, it's also a vibration of reconnecting with somebody that you had, a really great relationship with. It could be, for some of you, hoping. For a lot of you are maybe thinking or hoping to reconnect with somebody from your past, or maybe you have already. But this reunion is a reunion. It is it's almost like you have an opportunity. Some of you are feeling like maybe there's an opportunity for you or for myself, when you're thinking of yourself, to reconnect with those of like mind. But clarifying it is this Five of Wands vibration. Now, I was taking some notes when I put this all out earlier, and I want to just take a look at what I wrote about the because the Five of Wands with the reunion I thought was interesting. So yeah, I mean, the Five of Wands is literally about adapting and changing and growing, and to it's this determination to put forth effort to stand on your own, to stand your ground, So again, when I look at the reunion card with the Five of Wands, it's kind of like the feeling I get is, if you are thinking about reconnecting with someone, if you are thinking about reaching out to somebody from your past, be sure that you're aware. Are they angry at you? Are they upset with you? Did you do them wrong? Did you betray them, or did you upset them in some way? Because this is the Five of Wands is, it's the clarification energy of the reunion card. So for some of you, thinking about reaching out to somebody, the Five of Wands is saying that you may be dealing with an energy that has adapted. They've grown, they've evolved. They're stronger now than they were when you were with them. So that's part of the energy that I'm seeing here. Okay. Now moving into the next energy, which is the immediate future. And again, this is during this period of Mercury retrograde. The cards I pulled, I have the card of thought, clarified by the Queen. And so thought is exactly what you think it is. It's putting some perspective, in your immediate future. It's like taking your time and doing your due diligence and reevaluating and really thinking clearly about, what is it that I need? What is it that I need to do? What do I have to do? What do I need to do? What's best for me? What's best for the situation? So it's clearly, in my mind, in your immediate future, for some of you fire signs, you are reflecting, you are reevaluating and clarifying it. This card, the thought card, is this gorgeous Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles, she is, the queen of everything. This is a woman, this is earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So some of you fire signs may be dealing with an earth sign female who you may find to be, either quite lovely and enjoyable. And she's not reversed, so in general, the Queen of Pentacles is a very stabilizing energy. She's very responsible. She's very aware of her environment. She's very self-aware, which is part of why I really, really admire this Queen of Pentacles. She's very self-aware, and she's very creative. She's very responsible. She likes to keep herself busy. So when I look at the thought card with the clarification of the Queen of Pentacles, to me, it looks like some of you fire signs are going into a very deep period of deep thought and reevaluation and reflection. And also some of you fire signs may be dealing with either an earth sign woman like a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn, or a woman around you, or a woman even from your past that you see as resilient, as you see as someone who has overcome a great deal of adversity and seems to be living her or his life, the best way, in their best way, living their best life. So it's interesting because I look at some of you fire signs here and I feel like during this Mercury retrograde period, a lot of you fire signs will be reevaluating, will be putting a lot of thought in, what's next? What's my plan? What's coming into fruition, especially with this Queen of Pentacles, because Pentacles is what? It's growth, it's prosperity, it's earth, it's that earth, it's that, it has to do with career. So it could be that for some of you fire signs out there, it could be very prevalent, especially in regards to your career. And this is especially with Aries, because this Mercury in retrograde in Libra it's affecting everybody, but it's very strong on the Aries signs, the Libras, and I know there's another sign and I can't think of it, so forgive me. But I do know that a lot of Aries will be very affected by this Mercury retrograde. It's going to force a lot of you to reevaluate your decisions, and it's going to force a lot of you to put a lot of serious thought into your future and into what your plans are. Okay, now moving into the next energy during this Mercury retrograde cycle, we've got how you guys are perceiving yourself. It's like the self-perception energy in this reading. And we have the card of the scholar. And the scholar, I think I might have even written, did I write down some notes on the scholar? Logical, reasonable, wise counsel. So, it could be that you're seeing with the scholar card that you're seeking wise counsel, or that you're working on yourself, you're studying, you're working. You may, for some of you fire signs, it could be that you're learning and studying specifically for something very, important. It could be that you're putting all of your energy into something with the scholar card, for your future, so that you can manifest something that you want. And I look at this card and I can almost, I know a lot of Aries. I have a lot of Aries people in my life that I love so much. And what I love most about these Aries is that, and all fire signs, but I mean, in general, what I'm looking at is that, there's this need for reason. There's this need to be reasonable, to be accurate, to be detailed. Okay. So that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting with the scholar card. And it's interesting because you've got the magician clarifying the card. And this is a major arcana card. This is manifestation, self-confidence. This is an orderly, someone who pays attention to what they need and what they want, and they're putting everything in perspective. And if you look at this musician, he's really very carefully putting things together, thinking very carefully, being very mindful and thoughtful. And this is all about, in my mind, a lot of you fire signs out there are reevaluating and studying and looking at where you are now and figuring out, what's next, and putting a lot of thought, and I would say counsel. It's almost like you're counseling yourself. You may be turning to others who could counsel or advise. Or you may be the one that people turn to for advice. But it does feel to me, because this is your mode of thinking, a lot of you are in this position where you are ready to take all of these ideas and then put it out there and manifest it. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. Now, moving into the outside influences, we've got two cards here. And again, let me just look at my notes. I just want to make sure. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so this is the two cards here. I have the priest clarified by strength, which took me a while. The priest is, take a look. There's the priest card. Okay. And when you look at the priest, the first thing that comes to mind, is someone, who is caring and loving and quiet, not necessarily quiet, but quiet in thought, someone who could be very serious. The priest shows up as outside influences as someone who has, how do I put this? They're taking a lot of responsibility for their thoughts and their actions. This is, priests, the priest, especially in the Sibylla, is someone that takes things very seriously. So it could be that, outside influences, you're going to be dealing with people that are taking you and the situation you're in very seriously. All right. And I hope that makes sense, because I look at the priest, it's not a bad card. I mean, think about it. The priest, they counsel, they guide, they help, they try to make us feel better. And so that does make sense when I look at that priest. And clarifying it is this gorgeous strength card. So the strength card is another major arcana card, by the way. And this is inner strength. So we've got, it makes sense because we have, with the priest, it's like good versus evil. That's a whole other thing, right? Good versus evil. And, whether, it seems to me that some of you will be either seeking counsel or looking for guidance, or, receiving some type of assistance or guidance, during this Mercury retrograde period. And with the strength card, it's clarifying to me that it's time to take, it's like, get out of your own way. This is fearlessness. This is the ability. It's not physical strength. It's inner strength. It's the ability to face your fears head on. So when I look at the outside influences for the fire sign collective during this Mercury retrograde in Libra. It's to me, it's outside influences would be some decisions that you guys are going to have to make. You're going to have to weigh pros and cons about where you want to be, where you want to go, and there may be some, some scary or some, some kind of intimidating circumstances where you have to make a decision, or you may have to decide what to do. And the way to do that is to, again, it's okay to seek counsel. It's okay to look for help. It's okay to ask for guidance. Don't be afraid. Like the Strength card, she is opening that mouth of the beast, looking right inside. She's not afraid. She's just doing it. So to me, it feels like you will be experiencing people around you. For some, people are turning to you for guidance. For others, you're turning to others for guidance, and it's receiving some assistance, and it's also giving you like that boost. You may be getting some support from, again, the Strength card is fire. This is Leo energy, right? So for a lot of you guys, you're feeling motivated, to get past, the stagnation that maybe you've been feeling, and there's a motivational factor here. So that does make sense too, because, Strength card is motivation. It's all about feeling excited about taking a chance. So moving into the next energy, which is the advice from Spirit in this reading. It's the advice from the cards, if you want to put it that way. You have the card of the gift clarified by the High Priestess. And take a look. You can see the gift. Okay. And then this is the High Priestess clarifying it. So I'm just going to put these down so I can take a look. If I took any notes, let me see. So, the gift, again, this is advice from Spirit. It's literally a card of being presented with, it's not necessarily physical gifts, but it's being grateful for what's coming to you. It's seen as a gift, being grateful for what is coming your way, Did I write any notes about the gift that I saw? Sometimes I see things that I didn't see before. I find it to be interesting when I see these things. But I do see this gift card, again, as opportunities. The universe wants you to open yourself up to all the good things that are coming your way. Don't limit yourself, and this is about gratefulness. This is about finally feeling like, that you're heading in the direction that you've been wanting to head into. You're going, you're allowing yourself to say yes to things that maybe you weren't ready to say yes to before. Because again, that High Priestess card, if you look at her, the High Priestess is secrets being revealed. She is the revealer of secrets. The High Priestess is a very psychic, intuitive energy. And so again, the message from Spirit here is, again, don't be afraid to open yourself up to new ideas, things that maybe you didn't see that you're beginning to see clearly, that you're beginning to be more grateful for all that you have. You're beginning to be, you're counting your blessings during this Mercury retrograde in Libra. For some of you, the focus seems to be, a lot of you, the focus seems to be on career and finances. For some of you, this is personal goals that you want to attain for yourself. A lot of you are going through a period where you need to, or you feel the need to achieve some specific goals and to overcome the past by moving forward. So you're putting a lot of thought and a lot of energy into your future. You're putting a lot of thought and energy and also study, and figuring things out and being very methodical and being very meticulous. And that makes sense. I think that you guys are a lot of you fire signs out there are taking more responsibility for the work you do, for the career path you're on, for the family you have, for some of you, whatever it may be, for your own personal health. These things take precedence. So it does make sense that where you guys are progressing forward. Now, the last couple of cards I pulled were interesting. Let's see here. Give me a second. All right. So with the last card I pulled, it was the faux card. Now, the faux card was reversed. And, when the faux card, and it's clarified by the Nine of Cups reversed. So take a look at the faux card. I'll show you that first. Faux reversed. So when the faux card is reversed, it's not as threatening. When the faux card, it still has a feeling of, it's still kind of an uncomfortable feeling, the faux card, because, give me a second here. It's like a rival, or whether it's a love rival, or you're feeling as if, for some of you, you may feel like people are not being completely forthcoming with you with that faux card reversed. The notes I wrote here were, feeling like, who can you trust? I feel like it could be, for some of you, it could be a female rival, because it is a woman here on the card. So for some of you, it could be that you're dealing with, somebody that you do not trust, and probably shouldn't trust, that you will be dealing with. And they could be very gossiping, whispering, unable to, their intentions are not healthy, or there's like a jealousy going on. So I don't know what this is about. It could be, for some of you, related again to a relationship you're in. It could be related to the career path you're on, or the promotion that you're looking for. Whatever this is, the faux card reversed next to, by the way, clarifying it, I just wanted you to look at the Nine of Cups reversed, okay? So when the Nine of Cups is reversed, it has a different connotation to it. The feeling of the Nine of Cups reversed is more about arrogance and vanity, taking the feelings of others for granted, whether it's your partner or your friends, your family. They may be feeling like you're either being self-obsessed, or you're neglecting them. And so I'm just wondering, when I put these two together, with the Nine of Cups reversed, again, it's this feeling of, vanity and arrogance. And when you're not taking the feelings of whether it's your family or your friends, people in your life that you care about, when you don't take their feelings seriously, things can fall apart, especially if you become self-absorbed, and so I guess it's a warning here to don't let that happen, especially during Mercury retrograde. Again, remember, your relationships right now are going to be tested. All of us, all our relationships. And if you have a partner, or you're in a partnership or a marriage, even if it's a business partnership, this is the time to be open and honest about your feelings, open and honest about what you really want. And it also could be that you're feeling that other people are neglecting you, or that somebody that you care about isn't reciprocating. Maybe they're too self-absorbed. Maybe the people you're dealing with aren't giving you what you need. So it's a bit challenging. But, I did pull a few more cards from my Sibylla to clarify all of this. It's not all bad. It's just it's an interesting period for you guys. Okay, during this Mercury retrograde, you've got, the sorrow card reversed is more about, when the sorrow card is upright, it's the loss of something, feeling a loss, but when she's reversed, it's kind of like missed opportunity, and I feel like you guys are in a place where you don't want to miss out on what the universe is offering you, but you want to tread lightly. You don't want to go in head first. You don't want to come on strong. The next card was melancholy, which is, this is the time to pick yourself up. When things seem like they're at their worst, the melancholy card is here to remind you that, you don't want to live in the past. You don't want to, I mean, I look at her and I feel like she's got regret on her mind, feeling like she's lost something. But the truth is, it's a transitional period for a lot of you guys right now. And instead of regretting, what you've gone through, it's about looking at your past, looking at your recent experiences, and pick yourself up and start all over again. It's about resiliency. Okay, even with the misfortune card here, it's reversed. It still has that connotation of, feeling like loss, or feeling like, when are things going to get better? I mean, it's like living this energy for far too long. And then the last couple of cards, I just pulled a couple of more just to see. I got the card of frivolity upright, which is this very lighthearted, carefree energy. I feel like some of you need to do that, to lighten up a little bit during this Mercury retrograde. Don't give in to your fears. Don't give in to that. Don't give in to your anger. Don't give in to your insecurity. Keep it light. Just keep it easy. Okay? Especially with the last card of the letter. So it's information that's coming to you guys at some point, whether it's a job offer or a letter from somebody from your past, or a text or someone reaching out to you, or an offer of a job, whatever it is. This Mercury retrograde in Libra for the fire sign collective is a bit of a bumpy ride for some of you, and I'm gonna say hang in there. Don't let your emotions take over. Be very mindful of your words and your thoughts and your actions. Use your filter. I feel like with the outside influences around you, with the priest card, this is all about, not being afraid to, do what's best for yourself, especially with the strength card. Again, I just want to take another look at the priest. Yeah, I mean, this is seeking counsel, and it could be that you're in a position for some of you where you need some guidance, and it could be that someone around you is helping you and guiding you in some way, in the best way possible, because you've got that strength card around you, which is helping you face your fears head on and overcome any challenges during this period. So even with the faux card reversed, by the way, with the Nine of Cups reversed, it isn't the worst thing in the world. I mean, whatever problems may come up during this Mercury retrograde, I would say the best advice I would give you with the faux card reversed is, to think before you speak. Be careful. And also, if you're feeling like you can't trust somebody, then trust it. Especially with that Nine of Cups reverse. That Nine of Cups reverse is all about rivals, and it's all about, being disrespectful to others' feelings. And so I feel like you may be dealing with that energy during this period, probably closer to, the end of Mercury retrograde, around the 15th, 18th, could be sooner. But the way I do this reading is that it's kind of a, beginning, middle, and end, period. So I'm going to stop this reading here. I could go on forever, and I just feel like you guys are going to be just fine. I think that for some of you, you're reconnecting, or you want to reconnect with somebody from your past, or someone's going to reach out to you. I do feel like a lot of the Aries energy, especially the Aries, not all of you, but some of you are thinking about people from your past. And it could be people that you've worked with, someone that you've connected with before. For some of you, it's a relationship. And I also do feel like a lot of you are going to be putting a lot of energy and thought into your career, into your finances, into your investments, into your health. And I also believe that you guys will get through this challenging period by being more mindful and thoughtful of everything you say and do. So I'm going to end it here. I hope this was helpful. Feel free to leave feedback, by the way. I do love feedback. And I have openings for readings. So if you want to book a reading, I am still offering, some discounts, a 15% off discount off of a 45-minute reading, and that's until the end of this month, September. So I will post all my information, and if you have any questions, feel free. If you have any political questions or any other questions that you would like me to do on this channel, I will post my email if you have any suggestions. And I will stop it there. So stay safe. I will see you guys soon, and blessings to all. Take care.